Hey guys, what's up here? It's your boy Buckboy here, or those of you who know me as Michaeltron. Now, today I'm going to try to main two operators that I barely ever use in the game. So, I barely ever use Montaigne, and I barely ever use Tachanka. But I'm not sure about those two because those two are very, very dense players and don't move as fast as I would like them to move. I can I can mess around with Tachanka and make him a 3-speed, but Tachanka's a really hard player to play. Well, really hard operator to use. And I was also thinking Rook or Doc, because I don't ever use Doc, but I am fairly good with Doc. Rook, on the other hand, is like the Doc, but with an armor pack. But I'm not so... I don't know why, but I'm not as good with Rook as Doc or anyone else, really. But, I was also thinking for my defenders, I was going to try to go Pulse. I never barely go Pulse because I'm not a big fan of his MP5. His MP5, one second, let me check out the stats. His UMP5 has a fire rate of 600 bullets per minute, I believe. I don't know. But the damage is 32 per bullet. The mobility is 50. The capacity is 25 bullets per mag. Now, I'm not a real big fan of his fire rate because his fire rate is not very fast. And when you put a suppressor on it, the damage does go down. So I'm going to take the suppressor off the gun and I'm going to see how much actually goes up. So it actually goes up to 38 per shot, but then that gives the chance of my position being given away, and I don't also like that either. I'm more of the sneaky type. Like, I make sure what's going on around me. I make sure like if I hear an enemy coming, like I know if it's the enemy or not. I forgot that I had the division weapon skin. Anyway, so I might go Pulse or Castle, one of the two. I'm not very sure. I used to main Mute a lot, like every day. Every time I'd play as Mute. But then I got a whole bunch of other DLC characters, and I got a whole bunch of other people, and then I changed my main to Hibana and either Maestro, Mira, Frost, or Echo. Those are my top mains. Or sometimes even Vigil. Vigil I can use a lot. Like if I don't feel like going Maestro or the other three characters that I listed, I might go as Vigil. But I try to stick to those four, the other four. But with attackers, it kind of varies. I kind of really go as everyone. I'll go as Buck, I'll go as Ying. Finka, not so much, because I don't like the way Finka's gun feels. I feel like it's way too flashy instead of trying to be a gun. It's like having Pulse's gun for an attacker, which isn't very good. When you're attacking, you're either A, trying to be super silent, or you're B, you're trying to go as fast as you can, so that way you can get to that OBJ and plant the bomb, take the hostage, or just secure that area. But I do like Finka's... I do like her LMG. I'm a real big fan of her LMG. Her LMG is one of my favorites. I forget the name of it though. The 6P41. Now, this LMG can be used, I believe, with Fuse. I believe. Yeah. And I do like this camo that I was given. Let me show you it. It's the rocket. I really like how cartoony it is. It reminds me of a comic book on a gun. I really like the look of it on this LMG. I think it's very uh I think it's very like popping. And I'm not I like this gun. I don't really care for how much it sticks out, but I still like the gun. One of my favorite guns. But I don't tend to run that gun because it is heavy and makes you slower. So I don't really like to use this gun a lot. And then I can't ever say that gun right, but her Saiga 12, that's what I usually call it. I love that gun. I love this gun. I love how you can put a suppressor on it, and I love how it's a semi-automatic shotgun, so you don't have to sit there shooting and pumping and shooting and pumping. That's not one of my favorite things about shotguns. But with the SAS-12, you don't really have that problem. You just kind of load up and shoot, just like a regular gun. So anyway, I am customizing Finka because I actually haven't been on this PlayStation in a while. I was using my other PlayStation, and this PlayStation still hasn't I haven't been able to do anything with my characters because I got all of my characters on the other PlayStation. Now with Jackal, I really love Jackal because his evil eye, I love it. No, that's the name of, gosh, Maestro's laser gun. But I do love when you put an angled grip. I don't know why I had a foregrip on there. But I do love Jackal's angled grip on his C7E. I really love this gun. It has perfect recoil. I love it. When you put that... Do I got an ACOG on there? Nope. I gotta put that ACOG on there. When you put an ACOG with the angled grip, it makes a really good setup. With his PW9, well, PDW9, I don't really care for it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I have ran it, and I haven't really had any significant problems with it, but I also don't like the feel of the gun. I don't like how small it is. It reminds me of a way smaller Honey Badger without a drum mag. Now, I'm not really sure what to run on this because I have only used it a couple times. I haven't had a problem with it, but I just don't like the way it feels. Now with Mira's and Jackal's shotgun, I have mixed feelings about it. I like the way it feels, I like the range on it, but I also don't like running that shotgun because that shotgun is slow. The reload time is slow. That's why I don't usually run shotguns. That's why when I do run a shotgun, I tend to prefer to use Finka's Saiga 12 or her, not her, but, or another, or Sophia, not Sophia, Ella's semi-automatic shotgun. Now, I haven't worked on Ella at all because I still have not yet played her on this PlayStation, so I have yet to create some classes with her. But Ella's Scorpion Evo is almost perfect. I love it. It's not almost perfect. The recoil on it is significantly large. You will get that the end of the barrel flying upwards after a minute. So when you do use Ella's Scorpion Evo, you do have to kind of shoot it in bursts, so that way you don't get that lift up on the barrel. Other than that, I really love the gun. It's just like in Black Ops 2, the gun was very hard to control. Those of you who ran it and perfected it congrats to you. It's a very well made gun, but the barrel raising is not my favorite. Now the FOE 12. This is the semi-automatic shotgun I was talking about. Now you can run a suppressor on it, but I wouldn't recommend it because it does bring down the damage. Sorry, my mic had cut out. Sorry, I accidentally hit the mute button. But anyway, I do recommend the extended barrel. It will bring up the range of the gun, and I do like running the extended barrel with this gun, because when you have a shotgun with an extended range, it's gonna come out promising a little bit, but not too much, because you still have that spread, so it'll still be a shotgun. The range of it'll just be a little bit longer, but it's hard to get range with a shotgun that has a spread. Now, her RG-15 is one of my favorites. I love how Ubisoft will put a red dot on a pistol, but I'm also not a big fan of it, because I don't think they should have put that red dot on these guns. I think that they should have kept the iron sights for these guns and put the red dot on, one second, should have put the red dot on the Deagle for Blackbeard and Valkyrie. I would have loved that way better, because the Deagle has such high recoil. With a red dot, or maybe a holographic or something like that, you could make it more of like a little sniper pistol almost. You can make it have a little bit more accuracy when you shoot it, so that way you can hit more of your shots on your target. With an iron sight, you can do almost that same thing, but it's way harder to get back and get it right aligned. Now, moving on to Blackbeard. Blackbeard has the FN Scar, or no, AEG Scar. One of my favorite guns ever. Excuse me. Hey guys, sorry about that. One of my animals had knocked a glass off of the counter and broke it. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Now, Blackbeard runs the AEG Scar. It's one of my favorite weapons in gaming history. I love the way it feels. I love the squareness to it. I don't know why. I love how blocky it is. Then when it gets to the stock, I love how the stock kind of smooths out and then on the top rounds out. Kind of. That's one of my favorite. Now, I usually run the reflex on this gun because when you put a ACOG on it, I believe that it's very hard to control the gun. Well, not control it, but it's very hard to find your target with the ACOG on this weapon because the weapon does have that barrel raise, and it does significantly raise up if you don't have a vertical grip on it. But just to be safe, I put the reflex on it and a vertical grip, so that way I don't have that raise up as much. Now, the weapon skin that I have on it right now is one of my favorites. I believe it looks like it's construction, stuff like that, and I really like that. But one thing I do want to get is this, because I do love how it looks kind of like futuristic, makes it look like a railgun from GTA 5. Now I really like that. But let's take a look at the gun's stats. Now, it does a damage of 42 per bullet, it has a fire rate of 585 bullets per minute. The mobility is 50, and the capacity is 20 rounds. Now, I'm not a real big fan of the capacity, because the capacity is very low. And when you have a low capacity with your mag, that means when you shoot and you're shooting an enemy and you get into a firefight, that means you got to be more careful with your bullets, so that way you have more shots on him with less bullets. Now, the fire rate is kind of an average assault rifle. I do like the feel of the gun when I do run it. The fire rate I wish was a little bit higher, but the fire rate is fine to me. Now, the SR25. The SR25 is one of my absolute favorite semi-automatic rifles in this game. I'm not a real big fan of Twitches. I'm also not a real big fan of, let's see who else it is. I can't remember who it is, sorry. I'm also not a real big fan of Buck's. Buck's semi-automatic rifle does... Sorry. It does 69 with a fire rate of semi-automatic. But the mobility is 50 and the capacity is 20. Now, again, it does more damage, but I don't like the feel of it, because the barrel raise is way more significant than Blackbeard's barrel raise. Blackbeard's barrel raise is more down, more centered, as you can see with the recoil pattern. But other than that, I also really love the default camo for this. Default camo is kind of plain, and then sorry, my game is glitching out. There we go. And then the default one is very plain, black, but you get these little blue hint lines. Well, these blue hints. And I really like that. You also get these little markings on the side and stuff like that, like it's been in use for a while. Now, also, I'm not a real big fan of the hull camo. Never really have been a fan of it. I don't think it looks cool. I think it kind of just... it's a filler, is what I think it is. Now, let's go take a look at Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie's guns are very adequate. Valkyrie's gun, the MPX, is a 22 damage per shot. It's an 830 rounds per minute. Mobility is 50. Capacity is 30. Now, with that 22 damage per round is kind of good when you're close range with Valkyrie. But when you're doing it long range, it gets about 50 points per, well, 50 damage per, 15 damage per round, which I'm not a huge fan of. In the recoil, you kind of get that little barrel raise, not as much as the Scorpion Evo, but a little bit between Buck's semi-automatic rifle and Ella's Scorpion Evo raise. Now, I have the whole camo for her. I'm not a real big fan of it on this gun. I don't think it looks cool. I think it's, again, I think it looks like a filler camo. The gun is very generic to me. It's like the UMP5. It's not very special. It doesn't have very good, well, it doesn't have any special statistics. Like, it doesn't have 32 damage with a 30 capacity. With her shotgun, though, her shotgun does raise the damage up significantly. Sorry, I can't say that word right. But she only gets 7 per shot. And when you get that shotgun, it's going to be a little bit less accurate, and you have to get a little bit close up if you do want to pack that punch. Now, the recoil with this gun is way higher. So, when you do take your shots, it is a semi-automatic shotgun, but when you do take your shots, you will have to slow down so that way your gun can lower and you can get an accurate shot the next time. Now, I do love this Spaz 12. I've loved it in Call of Duty Black Ops. I've loved it in Modern Warfare 2. I did love them in that. But in this, I'm not a real big fan of it because it's not so much as usable and runnable as that's my opinion. I don't think it's something you should run. I just don't like it at all. But sometimes I will run it depending on the map, because sometimes you can get a good amount of kills on it. Now, her deagle does the same as Blackbeard's. It has 71 damage. It's a semi-automatic pistol, obviously. The mobility is a little bit shorter. It's a 45 mobility. That means it does slow you down just a little bit, but not by much. And there only is about 7 rounds per mag. So I'm not a real big fan of this gun, and the recoil is very high. It's very hard to control the gun. Very hard. But I do love the camo that I do have for it. I think it's cool. It's got that tiger. It's got little tiger lines on it, just like in CSGO. I do like that. But the other camos I do have for it is Oil Spill. Oil Spill, I think, looks very nice on it. I think it really it's kind of like a chic camo to me. That's what I think it looks like. Now, I also do want to get them measured for it, because I do like that orange, gray, and white on it. I do like that combination of colors. But the monolithic, I think, looks phenomenal. It's one of my I'm really saving up to try to get it, but I'm not sure if I want to spend 9,000 on it. But I do have to admit, I do like the hull camo on this. I think it looks good. I think it kind of makes it blend in with certain surroundings, even though it's got a blue handle. But I do actually love the camo scheme on it. The Eagle, not so much. it's kind of like a very poppy, very like look at this kind of thing. Same with the oil spill and the gold. So let's go take a look at, let's take a look at Hibana. Now Hibana is one of my favorite attackers to use because her type 89 does 40 damage a shot, but it only has 20 rounds. But I still love this gun. This gun packs a punch from a range. The recoil is very lowered when you have that foregrip on there. The barrel, I don't really put anything on her barrel because I mean the flash hider lowers the recoil, but still. Ooh, I actually might put the muzzle brake on there. But I do love this gun. It's so good. I've ran this gun every time I use her and I just love it. I haven't had a chance to use the Supernova yet, and I'm very skeptical on using the Supernova because it's a shotgun and I haven't used it, so I don't even know how it feels yet. So that makes me not want to use it. But realizing I do need to use it. So maybe that's what I'll try to do today, is use that Supernova. I had no idea I even had a camo for this gun. That's oil spill. Ha. So anyway, those are my favorite operators to use. Especially Blackbeard. Blackbeard's one of my favorites. And Maestro. Now those of you who haven't played Maestro's Alda 5.56 does a damage of 30 rounds. Well, does a damage of 30 per round. The fire rate is 900 bullets a second. Not a second, a minute. The mobility of it is 50, so it doesn't really slow you down, and the capacity is 81 rounds per minute. On there it says 80, but when you reload it, it somehow says 81. And I believe that is because you will have one in the chamber. But the recoil as you shoot will lower. So as you're shooting, your recoil will reduce and make it more accurate as you shoot. That's one thing that I admire about this gun. Now I don't know why I have the Hibana charm on there, but I think let's put Rook on there. But this is really an AA-12. The AA-12, oh my gosh. They can't even measure the recoil on it. The recoil on it is so high. The damage is only 27 damage per round. The capacity is 30 rounds. So that's a lot of damage. As Phil Swift says, that's a lot of damage. Now the fire rate of it is 300 rounds per minute, which is a lot. And you've probably seen on YouTube people taking the shotgun and just shooting a giant hole into the wall. That's because this gun is so fast with its bullets, and it has a huge spread when you are going that fast. Well, it doesn't have a huge spread, but the recoil is spread out to not even measurable. Now, let's talk about his pistols. Sorry, I accidentally clicked operators. But let's talk about his pistols. Now, he has what they call the Bailiff 410, but is actually the Judge. Now, the Judge is a semi-automatic shotgun revolver, which was featured in Black Ops 2, I believe, and it has a damage of 30. Of course, the fire rate is semi-automatic, so depending on your trigger finger. The mobility is 45, so it does slow you down just a little bit. The capacity, actually, now that I think about it, the mobility, oh wait, no, I was right. The capacity is only 5 rounds per reload. So it doesn't really give you a lot of rounds to use. It with it being a revolver, you never really get any rounds anyway. But it also being a shotgun, you lose that extra bullet. Well, not extra bullet, but you lose that other bullet. Now, one thing I don't like about this gun is when you put a camo on it, the entire gun is camoed. Even the magwell, the hammer, actually, yeah, the hammer is dark green. The actual rotating cylinders green. The only things that really aren't green are of course, the inner barrel, the rounds themselves, and the sights. But the elephant skin does look kind of good on it, and so does the purple, but with the green, not so much. But with the Kratos, or Kratos, maybe? I don't know. It's really just the Rhino. The Rhino is one of my favorite guns. Now, with the elephant skin on it, it only does the body of the gun. The handle stays wooden, and I think it's a really nice touch on it. But with when you have the universal weapon skins, they tend to take over everything. But the gun itself does 78 damage per shot, has a fire rate of your trigger finger, the mobility is 45, and the capacity is 6 rounds. The reason why it's 6 rounds is because it is not a shotgun. It doesn't use shotgun shells or shotgun ammo. So using the Rhino for Maestro is what I would recommend. So let's get into a match here and see who I should main. Alright, so it looks like we will be starting off in a match that has already started. Now, I don't really like joining into matches that already started, so it doesn't give me a chance to pick my operator before the round starts. And either A, I will be a recruit, or B, I will have to sit out that round. So as you can see, Dokkaebi is dominating right now. Dokkaebi is running 4 kills and only 1 death. Now I want to see if this person can get the dub. Yep, and this person has taken the win for this round. So it looks like we're playing on cafe, I guess that's how you say it. Now, I think I'm going, well, I was talking about earlier, I was talking about running someone I don't usually run. And that would be either a Doc, Rook, Pulse, Castle, or the two Spetsnaz. I'm actually going to run Tachanka, because Tachanka is, he is a 3 armor, 1 speed, and he has that LMG. Everyone knows the LMG mounted and loaded meme. That meme has gotten very popular, and then people have started calling him Lord Tachanka, which I don't understand why, but it's funny to me.
Secure the room.
Now, there is a trick to make Tachanka. Okay then. There is a trick to make Tachanka a 3-speed or 2-speed. Now, after I'm done reinforcing this wall, I will show you how to do so. So what you want to do is you want to place down your LMG. That was a horrible spot to put it, so I'm going to pick it up and then change the location of it. And I put it in the same spot again, because obviously I don't know how to do this right.
Protect the biohazard container at all costs.
Put it right here. Now the way you do this is you take out your secondary, and then what you want to do is you want to switch, you want to get on the LMG and off the LMG 5 times as fast as you can. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this will make me faster. Oh, looks like we have a Montane. Ooh. I'm not really good with getting shield operators, as you can tell. It's also why I don't usually run Tachanka either, because I'm not so good with Tachanka. I never really have been, because he is such a bulky character to use.
One friendly operator remaining. Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
So it looks like we're going to take the L on that round. But we do have another round to play, and if we do win that round, then that means we will go into a team, well, not a team deathmatch, but we will go into sudden death. So I'm going to try to run. Let's see. I'm going to try to run Finka. I don't usually run Finka because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of her spear. So I'm actually going to use her 6P41.
Locate the biohazard container. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go.
So I was getting a little bit of a disruption. So that may mean that it's either A, vigil, or B, mute. I don't really know just yet. looks like they are upstairs.
Activating the adrenaline surge.
Finka. Not really sure where up here they are, but it looks like they are all the way upstairs. Ooh. I almost headshotted.
Activating adrenaline surge.
Gosh. Yep. I'm absolutely horrible with Finka. I've never been any good with her. But I am more of someone who likes to rush. That is one of my favorite things to do. Or being a roamer as Caveira, or maybe even Ela. Now, Ela is very fun to... Sorry about that. Roam with. Ela has those sticky bombs, or disorientation bombs. I don't remember what they're exactly called. But they do, when you get near them, they will, I believe, explode, or yeah, explode and then disorient you for, I believe it's either 30 or 15 seconds. I cannot remember. Now, I will be back in a moment. I'm going to go get something to drink because my throat is starting to hurt just a little bit.
Hostile activity. Neutralize the threat. All friendlies have been eliminated.
Okay, guys, I am back. Now, I was just taking a little look in the Ubisoft Club to see if anything new has been added, and as usual, nothing. That's another thing I like about Ubisoft Club, is it sometimes it does have things added, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, I didn't have a good run last time playing online, so I am going to actually main the characters that I usually main. As you could tell, I did not do so well. So I'm actually going to try to main someone else besides Finka and I believe it was Tachanka. Yeah, it was Tachanka. Now, with the new update, Parabellum, it came out with the new map, Villa. I personally, I don't really care for sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so with the new update, Parabellum came out with the new map Villa, and it was free for everyone. Now, I don't really care for the new map. The map has very tight corners, and they're fairly hard to peek without being exposed a lot. But I am a big fan of Maestro and Alibi. But Alibi is hard to use. Well, she's not hard to use, but it is very hard to blend in with the other alibis if you have a customized gun or a customized alibi. Now, I leave my alibi blank. I don't have her in a special outfit or anything because I do want to be effective with alibi. With the alibi that I had on my other PlayStation, which is still the same account, but still, it was not, I wouldn't be very blended in, which was very unfortunate for me. Now, I'm going to try to use Hibana's Supernova. I do main Hibana, but I don't usually use her Supernova because I never have gotten the chance to fully be able to use it because I just choose. I'm gonna be straight honest. I'm not a real big fan of using shotguns as an attacker. It's because when you're attacking, you want to stay ranged a little bit, but you also want to be fast too. And shotguns aren't particularly fast or particularly ranged. So I do have troubles using them as an attacker. With Finka's Sega 12, I mean, maybe I might use her Sega 12 as attacking, but I wouldn't try to. So it looks like they are not going to be in the basement. I believe they are going to be upstairs in the bedroom. Yep. Looks like they are.
Container has been located.
Just trying not to
10 seconds to insertion.
get muted at all.
Bro, you like a streamer or something?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
If you want to go check out,
Container and secure it.
if you do want to go check out my stream, it's on YouTube as Buckboy78.
Fuckboy 78, alright.
So anyway,
after this round,
okay. So anyway, as I said before, using Hibana's Supernova I'm not a huge fan of because, again, it's a shotgun and it's a pump action. As you can tell, it was hard to use. Now, I did just kill Maestro with it, which I'm very happy about, but still, it's still that shotgun. It's still gonna be that... Oh, Doc clipped me right in the head. Now, as you could tell, when I was peeking to look into the bathroom, I had to pull out my pistol because that shotgun would not reach that range. And, I mean, it could, but it wouldn't do the damage of, I believe it's 45 or something like that. It wouldn't do that full damage. Now, when I was killing Maestro, as you could tell, he was up close and he was in that range of me dealing that good amount of damage. I killed him in 2 shots with that gun. Now, I have to admit the Supernova is a good shotgun, but I will not run it all the time. I'm not a huge fan of it. I would use it in some situations, but attacking, I don't know. I might use it with Echo, maybe. Watch out, Doc is going to be right behind that wall. That bathroom wall. Anyway, so next round we will be defending, so I will try to use Castle or Pulse. Now, I'm a real big fan of Pulse because Pulse, you can see enemies where they are, if they are within 10 meters of his scanner. Now, it does look like a camera, and some people pull it out mid preparation phase and say they're vlogging, which I find funny. Hey Wolf, I believe if you shoot those electric traps on the side, you could get your drone along that wall and oh, what? Yeah.
Been eliminated.
Anyway.
Oh wait, is your stream no cussing?
No, I do cuss. I just barely do it. Now, as you just saw, one of the things I don't really appreciate about the leaving the room and then here, I'm gonna show you guys what his AA-12 does and how fast
Wait, what's your stream?
Buckboy78. Capital B. Anyway, so when an offender has opened up a doorway or a window and then they bust it down with a shotgun and then quickly run out and then just destroy you, they have that period of 2 seconds where when they run out, they won't be spotted for 2 seconds, but a lot can happen in 1 second. So given it being 2 seconds, they could run out, shoot you, quickly go back in that time frame. Now I'm going to show you how destructive his AA-12 can be and how fast it can be. I pretty much destroyed this floor with only 1 mag. Actually, now 2 mags.
Down to 5 seconds.
But this is good for rushing someone
Op 4 has located the biohazard
when they're
container.
outside and they're planning on attacking you, and you do want to bust down that window and just rush them. It's a well-made gun for that. I'm surprised no one has reinforced this wall. I'm gonna take this down. Now, Maestro, his laser mounted little machine gun, you want to put on a non-destructive surface so that way you could quickly turn it. Oh, looks like we got a Twitch drone. Oh, there it is. I see it. Now, as a secondary, I am running Maestro's Rhino. And I will be putting his laser on the non-destructive wall. Alright, looks like they are coming out of...
Enemy drone is coming through again.
Now, with Maestro... Oh! Ooh. Did not... Oh! Lion is at very low health because of that shotgun. I was able to spray him, but I was flashed, so I wasn't able to accurately spray my shotgun all over. Now, that does sound a little bit sexual, spraying my shotgun all over him. But that shotgun does deal a lot of damage, and it does deal a lot of damage very quickly. That's why I love using that shotgun for Maestro. But his LMG it's pretty on point. Now, I'm going to be actually running Ying because I take that back. I think I'm going to run Dokkaebi. Now, Dokkaebi, if you have not played her or you don't even know and are new to Rainbow Six Siege. Now, Dokkaebi is a person who hacks things. She will hack your phone to make it vibrate and give your position away. Or what she can do is she can, after she's killed you or someone has killed a defender, she can walk up to that person's that defender's phone, hack the phone, and then be able to use the cameras on the inside. And she can hack Maestro's laser gun, but she won't be able to shoot people with it. She will only be able to use it as a camera. Now, Dokkaebi is a 3-speed, 1-armor operator, but she does use that M14 rifle with the choice of a automatic pistol or her SMG. Her SMG is very fast and very hard to control the recoil, but it does get the job done. I believe it is like 1,000 rounds per minute, maybe even more. Dokkaebi is one of my favorite operators to run because of the hacking and being able to give your position away at the most inconvenient times. When I run her, I will show you the hacking, of course, and show you just how annoying. They're what?
I was just telling you that they're I munchkin. Because my brain got sleep.
So it looks like the other team is Kapkan, Jaeger, Pulse, and Maestro. Now, looks like I will be having to watch out for that Maestro gun. And one thing with Maestro is Ash can shoot the little laser gun with her, well, the Evil Eye. Finally remembered the name. She can shoot the Evil Eye with her grenade launcher and destroy it. The things that can destroy the Maestro Evil Eye is... Ooh, I almost shot you. Anyway, the thing that can destroy the Evil Eye is Sledge's hammer, explosives, and when it opens up its shield as it's using the laser, it can be shot and destroyed. Twitch, Thatcher, and Dokkaebi can disable the weapon, but still it will be able to be in use later after a short while. So as you can see, oh, somebody had killed Jaeger. Just gonna throw smoke. Oh. Oh, he got me. I don't know why Dokkaebi didn't shoot her pistol, but I was holding down the trigger and the gun would just not shoot. But anyway, Dokkaebi is a good operator to use.
One friendly.
Ooh. And she is a good attacker. Her shotgun is like a little sniper shotgun. You could spawn peek someone with it, and it would be a two shot to spawn peek someone, but it still would be effective. Now, it looks like it's Buck versus Pulse. Now, I kind of want to see how this will play out, because Buck being someone with a shotgun and a looks like that Buck is using his semi-automatic. Anyway, Pulse being able to see Buck's pulse, I guess. Ooh, with the grenade kill, nice. That was a well played plan. He saw Buck run, and then not Buck. Gosh, sorry. He saw Pulse go the other way, but then threw the grenade and ultimately got Pulse. Now, that grenade throw was some awesome grenade work. I sometimes am good with a grenade, but not all of the time. I have to be honest. Using grenades it's that person has to stay there for a minute, or you have to hold that grenade longer, and potentially, if you don't throw it in time, it'll blow up in your face. Now, the Bearing 9 is Echo and Hibana's gun. And I do anyway, sorry about that. The Bearing 9 with Echo is very good. The recoil with it is just like Dokubi's SMG. The recoil on it is very high. The damage on it is low, but the bullets per minute is very fast, or the capacity. Now, I do love to run Echo because of his yokai drone, I believe it's called. Anyway, but that drone you can drive it through, not drive it, but you can fly it through hallways, and then click X, and then it will fly up onto the ceiling, and then it will sit there, and then you can use it as a drone, and then until you see an enemy, you can then shoot them with a disorienting sonic boom. I'm sorry, but could you... Gosh. Anyway, so... Using his Bearing 9, I do like to use the Bearing 9. It's a good SMG to use. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna reinforce that, but I am going to make a little hole right here. Actually, does anyone have any impacts or any C4s that they could blow up right there? Oh, looks like they're coming in from right over there. So I'm gonna throw my yokai drone, and I'm gonna put it in here, and then I'm gonna put it right. Oh. Oh gosh, how big is this hole? Huh? There we go. Alright, so like that. I got him with my yokai drone. Alibi, you should probably move. I might shoot you in the head.
Op 4, last operator standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Anyway, so looks like we won, and Vigil got 6 kills and 1 death. Now, that's a very good score. Now, I'm going to have to get off now because I do have to go do some things, but I will be on later. So, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. I will see you guys later.